Hey guys, Ken here from the Retro Toy Escapades channel in Malaysia. Mattel Creations put out the new MOTU Origins Night Stalker horse vehicle as an exclusive pre-order on their site on June 18, 2024 at 9 a.m. Pacific time. And shockingly, it is still available for purchase on their site 2 days later. That's right, guys. If you've been a MOTU Origins collector and following the coverage here on the channel the last few years, you'll know that it is next to impossible for an exclusive vintage-themed MOTU Origins toy. In fact, one that was part of the original series of figures and toys released in the 80s, it is impossible for something like that to still be available for sale 48 hours later on Mattel Creations, okay? Now, other than maybe the Origins Anniversary 4-pack and the Rulers of the Sun Space Sumo figure, I have never to date seen any of this stuff last anywhere on the site longer than maybe half a day, all right? In the early days, it will be there for maybe like 2 minutes, okay? But never 2 days. All right, so what's going on here? Let's get into it and discuss it in just a minute. But first, something else that I wanted to mention here. The Mattel Creations page was having a 50% off clearance sale throughout the whole of last week. It was supposed to end last week itself, but apparently they've extended it, okay? Until when? Not really sure. It doesn't really stay here. But however, there's some items here from Masters of the Universe that are still hanging around the site after something like about a year. Among them is the Masterverse Darklin and Motherboard figures. I mean, I get it that these two are from Revolution. It wasn't really a really popular cartoon with a lot of you guys out there. I liked it, but I don't necessarily need these figures in the collection, okay, as a takeaway from that show. And if you notice here, Darklin has been marked down by about 50%. You know, she was $33, the same price as the Night Stalker. Has been marked down to $16.50. Is that what's going to happen to the Night Stalker in the future as well? I don't know. Okay, I guess we'll find out. And then we have the Motherboard, and holy shit, I forgot that she was $65. Okay, wait, she was supposed to be, I believe, a 12-inch scale figure, and with wings and stuff like that. Probably like, I think the first Masterverse figure to be like 12 inches in height. So yeah, but still, hell, $65, that's a bit high, isn't it? And I guess that's why she's still hanging around the site, okay? But yeah, she's been marked down to $42.25. Still, I think a little bit too high, but it is a 12-inch scale figure. I guess they have to make back the cost of it. But I don't know, man. I kind of feel that maybe this thing will still be around the site a year from now. And then we have this Masterverse Vicron figure. And this guy is actually pretty impressive. You can achieve something like 3 distinctive looks with him with all of the accessories that he comes with. Sort of like Centurions from back in the day. And he was $35, marked down now to $16.50. I think that's one hell of a deal. Okay, I think that even if you're not familiar with the character, just on the basis of everything that they packed him with and everything that the figure can do, this is one hell of a smoking hot deal. All right, $16.50. Okay, yeah, you save over 50%. Now, the most controversial of this entire lot here is, of course, the Masters of the Universe Origins He-Man 40th Anniversary 4-pack. This thing is out as of 2 years ago. Okay, it's been around for 2 years. I thought that this thing just sold out sometime a long time ago. I was not tracking this thing. Apparently, the site still has it. Originally priced at $150, and now it's been marked down to about $97.50. I think that, if it originally came out at that price point, like $90, it would have been picked up, okay? Like a lot more people would have been on board. But I think that at this point, a lot of the excitement surrounding this release is over. It's like the 42nd anniversary already. And at that price point, almost $100 plus with shipping, it's still not an easy pickup for a lot of people, especially internationally. So I think that maybe, okay, just maybe, this thing will still be hanging around until the 45th anniversary. Okay, you tell me, guys. Okay, so that's the stuff that's on sale at Mattel Creations. Now let's get back to the Night Stalker. And we're touching back on the main headline for this video. Skeletor's Sinister Steed sees sluggish sales. That's right, okay. Many people might feel that, the fact that the Night Stalker is still hanging around the Mattel Creations page hasn't achieved sellout status is because they produced a lot more quantities this time around. I really don't think that's the case though, okay? Because why would they make so much of an exclusive? We already know from companies like Ramen Toy, if you follow their live streams, that the minimum quantity that a company can produce to get an action figure out there into the market, an action figure or a toy or anything like that, is 1,000 units, right? That's the minimum quantity that can be looking at to get something out there and at least still be able to turn a little bit of profit. So I don't think that something like the Night Stalker went out with like maybe 10,000 units. I could be wrong, but I don't really think that an exclusive is going to be going out at such humongous quantities, especially if they've been monitoring the situation with the Stridor sales before this. Okay, definitely it seems like this is a case of Stridor sickness, all right? Whatever it is that caused people to be disinterested with the Stridor horse vehicle, it seems to be affecting the Night Stalker as well, because, Stridor was a failure in almost every market it was released in. It's a fantastic toy. It still failed. And there's things there that we can actually examine, all right, to figure out what went wrong. But I think that somewhere out there, they probably have the data on this. So I would think that they actually went out with far less quantities, this being an exclusive as well, but just far lesser quantities to only meet the demand from the hardcore fans out there. But it seems that even so, all right, this thing is just moving at a snail's pace, all right? And I don't think it's really an issue about the price, okay, because I think for a MOTU Origins exclusive, $33 to be paying for something like this, I mean, something pretty massive like this, no doubt it's a repaint, okay, but it's still a legitimate vintage character. It's got some all-new artwork and packaging. It's got the base that connects to Snake Mountain. So overall, it's an entirely different presentation. I think $33 is pretty much in line for something like this. And let's not forget also that, just a while back, we had something like Lady Slither, okay? Now, they put out that witch at $35, right? It's an all-new character, came with all-new parts, but it's just a MOTU Origins figure. It's not a vehicle, nothing massive or anything like that, and it's based off an artist concept. Okay, it's not something that was part of the vintage toy line that we grew up with, but that thing still sold out in less than an hour? And that thing, like I mentioned, cost $35, a little bit more than Night Stalker here. So what's the deal, all right? I don't really think that price was really an issue. I don't think price has ever been an issue for anybody that buys up exclusives at Mattel Creations. So maybe it's just the fact that nobody really likes mechanical horses. I don't know, right? I don't know how popular these characters were back in the 80s. I never owned them, right? But it seems like, maybe, just nobody's interested in a horse, that's, part cyborg or something like that. Nobody's interested in something like this, okay? It looks cool, but maybe nobody wants Robo Horse. I don't know, right? Or maybe it's just the fact that people just lost interest because they seem to have waited a little bit too long for this. If you remember, this was actually previewed last year at the con, all right? So we saw images of this online. And back then, I'm not really sure if it was clear how the distribution of this was supposed to be, but it was there. And it seemed, probably even back then, we might have suspected that it was going to be an exclusive. But I think that from the point it was revealed to the point that it was actually made available for purchase, it's been about a year. Since then, it's a totally different landscape. It seems like we're dealing with a MOTU universe that's just infested with turtles, okay? All right? He never thought that this would happen, but it seems like the attention just isn't on the core brand. And probably a lot of people are just sick of having to get this stuff as exclusives, all right? Sick of having to get the origin stuff through a website like Mattel Creations and having to deal with all of the extra import charges, especially if you're international. But guys, let me know in the comment section, why do you think this thing is seeing such sluggish sales, okay? Why isn't the Night Stalker soaring? Of course, you know what? By the time this video goes out, maybe, the damn thing could have just sold out, okay, on the site. But it would have been about 48 hours, okay? So I still think that it's pretty long for something like this. But let me know anyway in the comment section what you guys think. I want to hear from you guys. As always, thank you for watching. And I'll catch you guys again real soon with more content. Take care out there.